Hey everybody, this is Crystal Jordan with Reality Check here at Rolling Out. And I have my girl here, Tiffany, with Sis, Is That Your Man? Is This Your Man? From the Facebook group that is growing into a larger group than Facebook. Welcome back. Now, before we went to break, we were talking about the fact that social media is responsible for breaking up. Literally, it's the number one cause for breakups in marriage now, right? Not only are people breaking up because of being able to have access to so many other people via social media, but also the idea of maybe one partner not feeling comfortable with sharing their relationship status or sharing anything about the fact that they're in a relationship, period, causes couples to break up. So I wanted to ask you, Tiffany, what do you, because you're in a healthy relationship, her fiance is actually here with us, very supportive of her. She's got a beautiful ring on her hand. So how do you guys navigate social media, especially since you're one of the people that is helping out other guys in their situation? How do you and your fiance kind of deal with social media?
Social media, I think since our social medias have always been so divided, we don't really even entertain it unless it's, well, of course, Facebook personal or more so just business matters. We rarely hop on social media, and as of lately, when we do post, it's 9 times out of 10 something with both of us because we're always together.
Okay.
So, and then just being able to trust your partner on social media, knowing that, they don't have all this privacy that they're not willing to share with you.
Right.
So definitely being able to trust your partner is a big thing with any social media site anyway, down to your email.
Right.
So just knowing that, being able to just trust your partner and knowing that you don't really have to worry about outside factors.
Now, how have you guys been able to build that trust? Because you said you dropped him in the group a few times.
I did.
Nothing came back. Do you sneak in his DMs? Do you look in his DMs to see who's DMing him or who's inboxing him?
I do.
Okay.
But I think it's just a woman thing. We need that reassurance for some weird reason, even though we know the stability is there.
Okay.
So yeah, I occasionally hey babe, who's texting us?
Who's texting us?
Texting us? Who's DMing us? But we don't really. Our social medias are so open to where people know that I'm in a relationship and they know that he's in a relationship. So there's not really anything that crosses boundaries.
Right. Now let me ask you this, because you said that you guys both are open about your relationship. What advice would you give to a girl? Because I know that this comes up a lot, and I think that this is probably a big part of the reason in the group is that men are not sharing their relationship status on social media. What would be your advice to a woman who her man was not comfortable letting people know that he was in a relationship?
You don't need to be with him. You don't.
Say it again.
You do not need to be with him. I don't know. It's just it shouldn't be something that's hidden from the world, because if you love the other person or you care about the other person, you wouldn't mind showing them to the world.
That's
almost
very simple, right?
Yeah, it's showing off your favorite pair of shoes. They know how to do that, but they don't know how to show off their girlfriends.
Right.
But I don't know. I've never really run into that problem.
Okay.
So, and then when I almost did, I was like, hey, you better post me. You
now,
better post me right now.
Do you think that you should, when is it the right time to post about your relationship? Do you think that it's, because you guys are engaged, so obviously at the level that you're engaged, you should definitely be comfortable sharing that you're in a relationship. But early on, sometimes, if you're just dating someone, people could be dating multiple people, so when do you think that it's appropriate to share with your social media audience who you're dating?
If you find yourself spending all of your time with that person, they should be on your social media. I don't really care. I feel like it's all your videos, all your photos, all your memories are going to be with that other person.
Right.
So it's like having a big empty space in your life. What has that person been doing for the last 6 months?
Been hanging out with
hanging out with Casper,
Right?
So if you definitely find yourself spending majority of your time or being around that person for, let's say, 12 hours, 24 hours of your day, there's no reason why you're not anywhere on their social media.
Does that also come with a committed relationship? Because the relationship status, there's a complicated, right? But then there's single or in a relationship. So do you think that if you are dating someone, you guys are enjoying spending time together, but you haven't made that official commitment, do you think that you still should be posting that?
As long as you two know, your black and your white areas, I feel like there should never be a gray area between two people. That's just weird. Why would you want to So as long as like it's an understanding that both of you have and that there is some commitment and boundaries set somewhere,
Right.
then have at it, do what you do.
Right.
But if one person's thinking in a black or white area and another person's in a gray area, it just would never work.
I think a lot of times women are afraid to say what they want, right? Because they don't think that they will get it.
Oh, no.
And I was just, again, talking to some guys before you came, and one of them said a lot of times if a woman will just say what she wants, we will respect that and she will get what she wants. But a lot of times women try to maybe play games, or maybe they're insecure, I don't know what it is, but if you don't say that what you want, like you said, make it black and white, then you can't really be upset. Because guys are going to try to stay out of that.
They're going to do. Guys are wired so differently. Their thinking is not our thinking. So we could be thinking, oh, this guy's feeling me.
Yeah.
They're probably like, yeah, she's not taking this seriously. And they're probably still talking to whoever they want to talk to.
Right.
So I definitely learned that in the beginning of my relationship. And he was like, hey, like, is this what you want to do? Let me know. Like, because I don't know. And they're so clueless. And meanwhile, we're thinking they have it all figured out too. And they have no idea.
Yeah, I think both sides try to maybe, depending on where you are in life, you know what I mean? But I do think it's good to know. So let me ask you this secondly, because I think that a lot of times women, like you said earlier, they think they want to know. And then you put your man in a group. What do you think women should be prepared for before you put him in the group? Because I've seen women come back, someone drop someone in the group, girl, what are you doing with him? He was broke. Like, I mean, you got to be prepared for the sisterhood, to share their opinions with you. And you may get hurt, right?
You definitely may. A lot of the times, you definitely will hear the feedback. If they're ugly. And they will let you know, like, we the people think that he is ugly.
Definitely.
So they will let you know if he's unattractive. And I feel like that's just something that if you're comfortable with your partner, that shouldn't even be something that you entertain. Because it's like, hey, whatever. Right. But you should definitely be prepared for the old stuff, because the old stuff is going to come up. And he's not going to tell you the old stuff because you weren't there for the old.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that. So women that have messed with him in the past. And then we just got to be honest about this. A lot of times, one of the guys brought up if a relationship has gone bad, right, on both sides, and that woman has negative stuff to say about your man, does that mean that you should necessarily entertain that? Because when breakups go bad, people are bitter. She may, she could be giving you her truth, but that may not have anything to do with, what he's doing with you now. So how do you think women should navigate the information they get back on the site?
I feel like at the end of the day, whether it's old or even if it's new, that if you have some sort of security in your relationship, you should not be afraid to even just ask about it.
Right.
Like, even if you're asking about it and it's going to hurt you, at that point you can't really lie.
Right.
So as long as you guys are able to communicate, then eventually you'll be able to shake that off. Especially the old stuff. The old stuff shouldn't even be something.
The old stuff shouldn't, but sometimes you get something you did not expect to get. And it may hurt your feelings. It may hurt your feelings.
At that point, if you're deep, you just gotta be like, look, I'm already deep in. There's no point in turning around because I've already let all this other stuff go. Yeah. So it's just something else to add to the old stuff. You just let it go.
Now, what about the new information? You get some new information, because I've always told people, do not look unless you are ready to know. Because sometimes you can think you're ready because your girlfriends, let's be honest, your girlfriends can hype you up. And then you get the information and it's hurtful and you're not really ready to deal with it yet.
Depending on the severity of the relationship, because some people have kids that are involved and houses and homes.
Finances
so
are connected and
definitely. So depending on the severity of it and just, looking at your situation and weighing out the pros and the cons of you staying or leaving and communicating that, then you'll eventually find a common ground or be able, maybe seek counseling.
Seek counseling.
Definitely help.
Definitely seek counseling. And then lastly, I want to ask you, would you give any advice to women? Because I do think that sometimes women just are hating on the good relationship, right? Like somebody sees you and your fiance,
all the time.
He's treating you great, you guys are happy, and that's not the experience that she had with him, and she's hating because of that. What advice would you give to women? Because it's two sides. The woman on the one side that is her man, but we shouldn't, we got to stop trying to hurt each other. If that woman is happy,
let them be happy.
Let them be great. find your own love, right?
Just put your relationship first. Like,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, there's gonna be stuff that you're not gonna like about something that's way before you,
Right.
or even at the present time. Just definitely put your relationship first. Just be able to understand each other, and like communication is the bigger part of any relationship, even with your friends or your family. So just knowing to put your relationship first, and then being able to effectively communicate. And if you can't communicate, find a mediator, find someone else to help you understand where that other person's coming from. Because in my relationship, we've done that a lot, and we talk about everything. Like, there's nothing I'm afraid to talk to him about. My deepest, darkest secrets, I can tell him, and his deepest, darkest secrets, he can tell me, and we'll know, like, at the end of the day, like, our relationship still is going to be as strong as it was before we talked about it.
Before something else. You said you mentioned that you guys are best friends.
Yes.
How did you guys meet?
We met. I was walking, and I was walking into the store, and he was like, trying to holler at me. And at that time, I was like, hot girl summer, like, like, no, absolutely not. And then he took me out. I dodged him for like 3 days before we went on our date. And he took me out, and I was like, man, I'm about to fall in love with this man.
You could tell already.
I could. When I say we talked like we've known each other for years.
Yeah.
And so I was just really comfortable. And for me, being able to be comfortable and talk to someone, because I don't communicate well at all.
We cannot tell, Tiffane. It seems that you communicate very well.
So being able to just sit and actually like enjoy conversation with him was a big thing for me.
Yeah.
So that definitely built the bond right there, then and there.
Nice. Well, we appreciate you coming out. The site, like I said, there were 20,000 women.
Yes, ma'am.
And also some transgenders, trans women, some transgenders, a lot of different things. That's another thing that came out in the group. A lot of men were sleeping with other types of women, or just
men, transgender, the other communities. They weren't just sleeping with women.
Right.
So that's another thing that like is a big deal, especially with what I'm trying to move forward and do. Just because, especially with the epidemic in Atlanta and the HIV and AIDS rates, that's like a big deal at this point, especially for women that are in relationships and don't know that their partner is sleeping with the same sex.
Or the same sex.
So,
I think we need to say though that sexually transmitted diseases, HIV included, are a huge epidemic, and I don't think I think that comes from people having unprotected sex. I don't think that it comes from one particular area. Definitely across the board. If you're having unprotected sex with anybody, you're putting yourself and your partner at risk.
We see a lot of that in the group, and they're like, oh yeah, he'll, and it's crazy.
You can talk about
they'll pull receipts, and there's been a few cases where I try to make sure that if it's factual information, that it has something to stand behind it, so it's not just a lingering question.
Okay.
Because
so give us an example of something.
So not too much, but just a little bit of tea. There was an incident where I guess this guy had herpes, and he didn't tell his wife, and his wife got herpes, and she found out because she was pregnant. And it was just like, it was, absurd to see, because it was like, how could you keep something like that away from someone that you sleep next to every single night?
Yeah.
So there are stuff as that small to being as big as having HIV in the group.
Yeah, there were ladies that were coming out and saying, this person has this STD and has not told anyone, and it's coming out. So I really hope that it can be an opportunity for sisterhood, right?
Definitely.
Because, that is not... no one should be in a situation where their health is at risk, but we all have to be responsible for our health ourselves.
Yes, and I'm definitely looking to move forward to definitely help women see different things, especially throughout just the community of women. We deal with a lot more, so just definitely being able to interact with them and open their eyes up to all these other issues beyond cheating and HIV/AIDS and mental illness and things like that carry on or throughout relationships.
So tell us, moving forward, tell us where people can go to. The site is live now, correct?
The site is live now.
Where can ladies go if you're not a member of the group, or if you were in the group and you were unable to find them because the group was closed down? We want you to go right now, write this down, go right now and log in
If you go on Facebook, it's Sis Is This Your Man Atlanta. It's going to be the one with Kermit the Frog as the cover photo. And the website is sisisthisyourmanatlanta.com. And we'll be posting events that we have, seminars, updates to if the site's ever down again. And I will also be posting our Instagram, Twitter, and every other major social media site as well.
All right, so you guys go to sisisthisyourmanatlanta.com,
Yes,
and then you
ma'am.
can also go on Facebook. Share the tea. Gentlemen out there, it's over. We have, Tiffany has created a medium. So now we can find out what's going on, so we can all be safe, and hopefully we can all have amazing love.
Definitely.
Right?
It's a
The
good
kind
thing.
that Tiffany has right now. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so much.
And you guys check that website out. This has been Christal Jordan rolling out Reality Check. As always, we talk about relationships, and this is a great reality check for anybody's relationship.
Definitely.
So you guys check it out. I will see you next Monday.